For years, there have been ongoing sports rivalries, from Steelers versus Ravens, LeBron versus Jordan, and University of North Carolina versus Duke. At the end of the day, nothing is better than a warring hometown rivalry. For 30 years, the Queen Anne's Lions ruled the county. With no sole competitor nearby, this was their domain. But then, in 1998, everything changed. The Kent Island Buccaneers were founded. All of a sudden, there was a competition for who would win the war on the shore. This rivalry is ingrained in every student. The constant debate of bleeding blue or green has implemented itself into the culture of Queen Anne's County. The feud extends beyond just being a current student. Whether you're an alumni, community member, a teacher, or a relative, you only want your school to have the victory. The KI versus QA game is one of the biggest attractions of the year. And October 30th, 2025 will be a game like no other. If the Bucks win, it will mark their decade of dominance over the Pack. Or the Lions could reclaim their crown by taking a bite out of the Bucks. And as you're about to see, the stakes are high, but the passion has never been higher.
QA is terrible. QA is the worst team of all time. I played 4 years, 3 years of varsity lacrosse, 3 years of varsity football, and I've never lost to Queen Anne's Lion. They're the worst team of all time, and I hope they see this. Kent Island.
Every rivalry has its roots. Some grow with pride, some with a treasured past. But this rivalry carved a county right down the middle.
I'm telling you, from 2007 to 2014, I think it was the highest point of rivalry. I mean, between students, players, the community, it was intense. And some things that probably shouldn't have happened. It was amazing. It was so incredible.
There was a time there, a pretty good span of time, where whoever won that last game of the season between us and Kent Island would go and be in the playoffs, and the other would just be collecting their equipment on Monday.
Across the county, there are two high schools that couldn't be more different. Even though they're from the same education district, they come from two different worlds. Queen Anne's County High and Kent Island High. Two names that mean absolutely everything and nothing, depending on what colors you wear.
Still, I bleed green and gold. I'm still a Lion.
And just represent Kent Island, go blue and silver.
This isn't just one game. This is a night where the entire county holds its breath.
I believe 2 or 3 games, we had between 5,000 and 7,000 people at those games.
When the lights turn on, history is about to be rewritten. This isn't about state titles. This is about legacy and community, and which team will prove that under those lights, they run this county.
It's been a long time since it's changed tides.
This is War on the Shore.
We never want to lose that game. We always want to make sure we go in there and just give them everything we got, run up that score, and make sure they don't feel like they had anything on us.
Out of every team we play this season, that's the one game that's going to be circled. Yeah, that's the one we want to win most. We play every game to win, but we're going to play that one with everything we got.
Before there was a rivalry, there was one team. One team that all wore the gold and green together, led by a legendary coach.
We were a 4A school before Kent Island came into the picture. Competed a lot with Anne Arundel County schools and tried to hold our own, but we had a tough time during that time. And once Kent Island became the Kent Island High School, we moved down to 2A, and we were a lot more competitive.
At one point, everyone that dreamed about playing under the Friday night lights was a prideful Lion.
When I started high school, it was 1988, and I graduated from Queen Anne's County High School in '92. So we only had one high school in the county back then, and that was Queen Anne's County High School up here in Centerville. And I still lived in Kent Island back then, so I'd had to get up probably like 6 in the morning, catch the bus, 45-minute ride to get up there. It was a long thing. One of the nice things was that you went to school with everybody in the county, so you knew everybody. So I said we were all Lions. There was no Bucks, and it wasn't even until after I graduated high school that they even started working on the Kent Island High School.
All of our students came from Queen Anne's at some point. We are like a little sub thing of QA. Now it means a lot to us. I mean, that's our rival. That's who we're closest to.
In the late 1990s, the Kent Island High School opened its doors, igniting a rivalry between the Bucks and the Lions.
That was a very strange time. I think from Graysonville to Stevensville, you know, those kids that would come and play at Queen Anne's High School, and then all of a sudden now they're at Kent Island. They just didn't have the structure to be a really good football. They had good players, but just didn't have the structure to be a real good football program at that time.
That would be fueled even more by a Lions disciple who would take over as head coach and begin developing his own legacy.
Coach Sofanowski started not a football team, but a football program that meant more than just school football. It meant community, it meant family, it meant being a brotherhood, being us all together, and I think we've continued that through the years for sure.
Kent Island High School, when they first opened, they were only allowed JV programs. So the football program was only a JV team. The second year of the school, they took on a varsity program. Then in 2001, the head coaching job opened up at Kent Island. And that was an interesting experience because Kent Island didn't have the athletes that most schools, because a lot of kids that lived on Kent Island still they had the option of going to school at Queen Anne's. So a lot of the best athletes went to Queen Anne's. And here we are trying to build a program, and here I am going from college to high school. And unfortunately, my first year was not a good year.
It took a few years because Kent Island, the first few years it took them to kind of establish the program, get the kids interested in playing football. So for the first couple of years, I think we I don't want to say manhandled them, but we played pretty well. And as time went on and they got solidified as a high school and a football program, and Brian Sofanowski got into the picture, it became a lot more competitive.
And then in 2007, the program really changed, and that is the year we went 7-3, and the first time Kent Island High School went to the Maryland State playoffs. So we were really excited, and from that point on, it really changed the attitude and the dynamics of everything from Kent Island to competing with Queen Anne's.
Queen Anne's County High School, home of the Lion's Den, is said to be the pride of the Eastern Shore. With well over 1,200 students, each one of them holds very similar values of what it means to be a lion. They embody Eastern Shore living, and they hold their pride high. The Lions value respect, success, and beating the Buccaneers.
Being a Lion meant coming together with your pride to hate those blue. I'll cut that out.
Traveling across the county, we find Kent Island High School, the house that Ship built.
Shipple was a wrestling and football coach. He came from QA and he started the Kent Island Athletics, and he's a really big part of why we're so good and so determined to win.
The Bucks are some of the most prideful people you will meet. This is because they have developed a culture in which losing is simply not an option.
I will always hold this Buck pride. I'm a Buccaneer for life. I mean, we're from the island. It doesn't get as tight-knit as that. It's kind of like a fraternity. It's kind of weird. But we don't play about our school spirit. KI or die, baby. Buck for life.
Just like the Lions, Buck pride is backed by respect, success, and beating Queen Anne's High School. To know this rivalry is to know the students and to know what their school means to them.
What it means to be a Buck, I mean, you gotta be all about it. You gotta love being a Buck. It's something to be proud of. We win lacrosse state championships. Yeah, Scooter! Sorry. So then, I mean, you can just hear the energy here. These people are all proud to be a Buccaneer.
To me, it means to be a Buck is to win, to be prideful of our school, and be good at sports.
So for the past 14 years, I've had the privilege of working at Kent Island High School, and being a Buccaneer to me, one, means everything. My 4 kids have gone here. We represent the entire Kent Island district, so it means a lot.
There was an amazing amount of excitement around going to Queen Anne's County High School. The homecoming parades were huge, and we would spend months building floats, getting ready for the homecoming parade before the homecoming football games. And across the street Where we have now where QACTV is and the new Board of Ed building, that was literally all cornfields. And so when the other schools would come to play us, they called us Children of the Corn, which was a movie at the time, but it was very derogatory, but we took it as a badge of honor.
It means a lot. Grit, respect, and everything. It means a lot to the community.
It means everything to me. Like growing up, I never went here, but now that when I became a freshman, I looked up to all the seniors. They really took me under their wing, and I just love the guys.
The beautiful thing about football that extends beyond just being on a team is the brotherhood you gain. Here you see guys fighting for each other. It is not self-serving, it is love, and it is family.
Brotherhood of football, yeah, it really spreads like farther than just on the field, like outside of school, in school, you know, like everybody has each other's backs, you know, we'll do anything for anybody.
I mean, you go through a lot together. I mean, like the Crucible, all these games, all summer workouts. I mean, you're doing camps together. Like, you guys are just always together, and it makes a real good connection that can never be broken.
Brotherhood coming in to varsity as a freshman, they all took me in with open arms, and I took that now, and I take the freshmen now, I take them as brothers. I mean, we're like family.
I can't even remember the year, but it was probably the mid-2000s, and we beat him out of nowhere. We weren't supposed to beat him, and we won, and it was like we won the Super Bowl.
Let's go,
It was the most incredible feeling because that rivalry was starting to slowly build between the athletes and the students and the communities. And you start seeing signs around the communities and all the storefronts and everything else. And so the first time we beat them was an amazing feeling because we knew now we could compete with them. Because at the time, under Donnie Grafe, Queen Anne's was the epitome of football on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. They were the best of the best. Everybody was trying to live up to them. Coach Grafe was an incredible coach because he had just came from Salisbury. He was this young, dynamic coach, and all the kids loved him. You know, and I've always had the utmost respect for him because I just knew the kind of man he was. And then I saw the kind of program he began to build at Queen Anne's. Then I started coaching against him. And it was this chess match that I never, ever could win. Even when we were at our best, I think it was, I can't remember the year, I want to say 2009 or 10. And Queen Anne's and Ken Island both were 9-0, 9-0.
We might go into the game 9-0. They might be 9-0.
So we were the top two teams in the region, and he beat us. The next year, we were 9-0, 9-0. He beat us again. And it was just, I wanted to hate him so bad, but he's Donnie Grafe, so you can't hate him. And I believe it was either 11 or 12 where we beat them finally in that last game of the season. And it was an incredible feeling. That chess match finally changed the dynamics because we were now one of the top dogs competing with them and at the same level with them. It was a hard feeling because Coach Grafe and I would talk like friends at the beginning of the game, but then during the game, it got so intense.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Brian and I would sit there before the game started, maybe an hour, and we'd get there an hour and a half before the game, or he would get here an hour and a half before the game, and we would just lean up against the fence and we'd talk about old times, talk about what it would be like if we were still a 4A program, but we had all the Ken Island kids that are playing football now and all combined it just as one school, as a 4A school, and how competitive we would be. But we had a lot of good times. You know, once the game started, it was competition. Once the game ended, we were shaking hands and friends again. So,
seeing the rivalry grow over time, it is very clear what backs it for each school. The Bucks fuel the rivalry because they have pride and bragging rights. The Lions, however, fuel it with hate. After being the powerhouse of football on the Eastern Shore, Queen Anne's has now been continuously defeated 9 years in a row. In my time speaking with both teams, I see a calmer approach from the Bucks. Due to their successes, Queen Anne's players had far more emotion. When asked about the rivalry,
we hate Ken Island. Hate them. All my heart, I hate them.
I think we're going to win against Ken Island just because like we have so much anger pent up, and we're ready to win. We've been practicing every day. We've been getting better. Over these past 3 years, we're ready to win. We're tired of losing.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready to put some belt to them. They ain't getting 10 years. Nope, it ain't happening. This is our year.
It was made clear that failure and hate may be the best motivation Queen Anne's has.
Favorite memory beating Queen Anne's would have to be, I'm gonna get the year wrong. Coach Sofanowski probably would kill me, but we were tied up. It was 2013 maybe, we hit a game-winning, time-ending field goal to win by 3 at Queen Anne's.
I will never forget seeing online just like hundreds of stories and photos of being like just at the school, but also sitting here on the track and realizing there's like an estimated like 1,000 people coming to this game, and I just remember being so shocked.
Probably my freshman year. We went there and it was our first time playing QA, like all of me and all my buddies. And they were talking a lot of smack going into the game, and just beating them on their own field was a good feeling.
Last year when we beat them 21-14 here on Halloween, we played that song, the Lion song. We play that. We play that every time we beat them. Just so fun to listen to and so fun to sing. And so fun to watch them walk by us so sad.
Oh, it would be awesome. That would be all 3 years beating them. It'd be a perfect end to a story.
It's county rivalry, it's bragging rights for the county, it's a superintendent's cup, it's all those things.
It's more than just football. It's something these guys, we still have guys come back and just to say hey. So stuff that they never forget. Both of my sons played, and this was some of their favorite times of their life, was playing Friday nights here at Kent Island.
There's nothing better than coming out on Friday night, seeing all your people around you, seeing your boys, having your boys back, and just getting after it.
Because I just always love the sport, and I just love playing it. I love the brotherhood behind it and just the life lessons it can teach you.
I've heard some stories. I don't know how true they are, but I've heard some stories.
I pulled kind of like an old school 1950s kind of game one day. I lived in Centerville back in the day, and it was a really tense moment of the rivalry. I went out and I took my mailbox and I smashed it and I spray painted it green and gold, and I put on my truck windows, "You suck, Kent Island," and all that kind of stuff. My players were furious. They were irate. They couldn't. And I drove in the Kent Island parking lot like that with my mailbox hanging out the back of my truck. The players went bananas, and we won that game. But oh my gosh. But that's the kind of things we do as coaches, you know.
I've heard things from like there were times that Kent Island might be practicing, and all of a sudden one of the coaches might yell out that, "Hey, there's a Queen Anne coach over there watching our practices," and then of course they run over to the fence and nobody's there. But there was a few stories that I've heard, and just kind of dismiss them because you know you're going to have to play when the whistle starts. And but it made when you look back on it, it was a fun time.
The phrase "be there or be square" is often said to the audience of a sports game. The reason for this being, a team never seems to reach its full potential, its full capability of winning without the crowd there to cheer for them.
All right, I'm the student section leader, and I just think that being the student section leader this year, I was a little bit of it last year, but I got the experience last year. This year, I really think I can get it done. I can bring the hype. I can get everything done, and we'll have the stadium every single time. We'll have them hype.
There is a reason it's called home field advantage. These are the people who choose to spend their Friday nights coming out, seeing their friends play, and cheering loud and proud for their school. They bring their paint, they bring their baby powder, and they bring their pride. It is the ultimate high school movie moment. Rain or shine, win or lose, they show up and they show out every single Friday night. But what happens when both teams have the same home? That is what makes the Queen Anne's and Kent Island games so unique and so competitive. Because what fuels the rivalry is the same stomping grounds.
Everyone in the school is pretty excited, and normally people don't come to our hockey games, but a lot of people came to this one because they wanted to see us beat Kent Island.
Over the years, names have changed. The community's changed. Players have grown up and some have moved on.
To keep my distance from the game and to make sure that those butterflies don't rise back up inside me again, I can't do it. I can't go back, because if I do, then I know I'm going to want to get back in the game.
That line still exists, right in the middle of the county.
You know, like I said, county bragging rights, it's important. It's really important to the kids, and it's important to a lot of people as coaches too.
No comment. We'll see you October 30th.
Let's go, Bucks! We're BQA! Yeah! Let's go! Go!
All right,
We're out here at QA High School watching the QA versus Canal rivalry game.
Tonight, our goal is to just end their streak. But we had a 10-year win streak first. Just want to put that out there. And me, coming from Kent County, I actually hated Queen Anne's growing up when they were one big school. But once I came to work here, I fell in love with Queen Anne's, and now I hate Kent Island. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, we're in-county rivals, so obviously we clash, you know, at least twice a year. Nobody likes KI from Queen Anne's, nobody likes Queen Anne's from Kent Island. I mean, the streak's gonna run out, I'm telling you right now. I'm not worried.
You're dealing with family and friends that have grown up together, and now once they get to high school, they have to split apart. And it's just a mutual inter-county rivalry. It brings out the best and worst in all of us.
Something that we enjoy every year coming out, both sides. You know, it should be a fun, clean game. It's always competitive, so you never know.
It's definitely a big week that goes into it. We usually have a KI week, and everybody gets super excited because it's our biggest game of the season. There's a lot of people, a lot of hype, a lot of like energy going into it. It's definitely a tough game. A little upset when we lose, but you know, at the end of the day, we are still in the same county and we are still civil in a way.
Go Bucks!
I think we're going to win against Kent Island.
It's been 9 years since we have beat Kent Island High School in football, and today was great because I feel like in the last 9 years, this is probably one of the better teams we have had.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time we beat those guys in a long time. You know, we persevered through what was a crazy whirlwind game, a lot of penalties, a lot of mishaps, a lot of bad plays on our part, and you know, but we were able to come through, and it feels really good.
We've been trying all 4 years. We finally got it. Oh my God, it feels so great.
I always think next man up mentality. You should be practicing from August for next man up just in case situations like this arise. I mean, if we were down and hurting, we would expect the same thing.
This is our county! This is our county! It feels great. Kent Island's a great football team. You know, hats off to them. They played a heck of a game, but it does feel good to bring it home.
We run it! We run this county!
Go, mighty Lions, go. Break on right through that line. Show 'em that green and gold have fight, and that we're mighty fine.
This rivalry will last forever. It's undeniable. This is truly war on the shore.